Hey YouTube, coming at you with what's going to be one of many Ultra League teams this week because I've only got one other video for the Hisui Cup from last week, so I'll put that probably this afternoon. But this week is going to be all Ultra League, and we're starting with a team that got me pretty high up back to the 2900s, and that is because I basically took a top performing team from PV Poke. So if you go to PV Poke, you see this train section up here, you go top performers, it'll get you to here, you click on Ultra League. This gives you a similar like the top performs based on like the sort of analysis that they do, and then if you go down, they give you team ideas. So type of Phoenix core thing, Poliwrath, yada yada yada, and I go to number 5, GIRATINA Poliwrath Registeel, and I'm like, that's cool. I like that idea, and I don't have Registeel, so I'll just use Galarian Stunfisk. So I put that in, and it worked very well. So the thing is, there's two things with this team. One is you've got pretty good bulk all around here, right? GIRATINA, as we know, is very, very tanky. Galarian Stunfisk is a level 50, level 51 best buddy. And Poliwrath is not XL'd. I think it's like 30 something. Is it XL'd? It's either high 30s or low 40s. But just generally like a kind of sneaky, bulky Pokemon anyway. So got good bulk with this. You got good coverage. You are double weak to fairy on the lead. Depending on what that fairy is, you can do okay, because GIRATINA is very tanky to take a lot, plus Shadow Claws and Shadow Snakes will chip a bunch, and you'll see in a couple of matchups there. And then Poliwrath just with Scald will chip a bunch too. But you also have Galarian Stunfisk to deal with that. Galarian Stunfisk weak to fire, and you have 2 fire answers. GIRATINA is weak to like ice, and Poliwrath and Stunfisk should be able to combo ice. So I like overall, I like the team idea. There are a couple breakers that you're going to see in the back, and I'll highlight them when we get there. But I mentioned in my video, at the end of my video yesterday, when I went over Community Day, I said I'm seeing a ton of Annihilapes, and I'm seeing a ton of Registeels. So Annihilape, it's going to have super effective moves no matter what, right? Shadow Ball, Night Slash, Ice Punch, it's going to hit you for super effective no matter what. You are very tanky, so you can take at least one, which I did with these. So shield up the second one, get a second Shadow Sneak off. They eventually get into Registeel. So I quickly come here. I don't know if there's a right play here, because I think Poliwrath and Stunfisk should theoretically be evenish to take out Registeel. I think Stunfisk probably is the better one because it charges. I think they charge the same, but I think just Earthquake is going to, if it doesn't one-shot, it's going to be pretty close to one-shotting. So as you see, they did flip switch here. So I was like, okay, I will come in with Galarian Stunfisk and just commit to the farm down, commit with energy so that if I get hit with a Focus Blast, so be it. I just want energy because I know that the Annihilape is low, and I have a bunch of energy if something else in the back comes out. So what is in the back? It is the number 1 ranked on top performance Lantern, but not going to have a good time. They should come in, try and snipe, just fine. But now I have Shielded Stunfisk plus, yeah, this resists everything. So that is a good matchup, easy there. Swampert, good lead. This is always an interesting one. So Earthquake does like at least 50%. It's going to take a couple, like 3 Dragon Claws to take this out. So I commit 1 shield, knowing that they're probably going to get another Earthquake off anyways. And I really don't want to lose switch on a 0 shield. And if it gives them more opportunity to bait the second time around. Bad CMP there on my part. Like if they land the Earthquake first, they have a better opportunity to bait a Hydro Cannon there if it's going to like threaten to take me out. So usually I shield the first one. So I do take it out. I have 2 answers here. I'll be interested to see what I do. I have 2 answers. Nothing they can throw can hurt me. So at this point, I think I just like commit to taking a move and then get out into like Poliwrath probably. Nope, just gonna keep switch. Switch for who though? like both of them answer, I think, and maybe Stunfisk. Now I give up Switch. That's kind of a weird time there to give up Switch. But what you will not see, what is weird, is if I remember correctly, I do fast move time this very properly. So that is 8. Get the second move off. And then basically just let this go. Come Poliwrath. Hope my switch clock is out a bit here. I'll get the extra counter through. So now it's 2 and throw. And if I don't get to this, okay, so they're probably going to reset here. So I am going to, I think I'm trying to at least come out with energy. You'll live a Zap Cannon here if you're non-shadow. Attack will fall, so I'll have to reset. So I reset, basically get up to 2 Scald here, knowing that an Incinerate will not take me out before I counter and Scald here, because it's a 5-turn move. So counter, Scald, Scald, and take it out from what I remember. Yeah, so good, a lot of good, like just fast move timing and stuff on that to make sure I have energy. So again, we've seen this lead. Snorlax comes in. Okay. Problem with Snorlax is it just doesn't have it can't really threaten. Even a Shadow like does not threaten me with their first move, right? And at this point, now you don't have the bulk anymore that you used. Like Snorlax is bulky, sure, but it's like a level 28 bulky, and all the Pokemon in this are like level 50 now, right? So Pokemon like that used to dominate with kind of quasi bulk, Lapras, Snorlax, stuff like that back in the day, just don't have it anymore because they're all now like 30 levels below. Okay, so let's start getting into some core breakers here. So Giratina is going to have problems. Giratina and G-Fist are going to have problems with this. You can, as you can see, chip. I catch a Night Slash. You resist the water, like the water shuriken, so it's not terrible. And then you can just like Rock Slide here and chip. So you can like combo this, so it's not terrible. The bigger problem is in the back, which you're going to see probably coming up here in some of the losses, is Golisopod, a bug. I guess you have Rock Slide for the bug, but it's a bug water. So it's a problem for Poliwrath because every single move of yours is resisted. And it's still kind of tough for G-Fisk because it can like liquidation you. So they get a Night Slash off. I'm going double shield here, and I think I'm just going to commit to the full farm down. But I cannot because they have 3 moves because I wasn't counting. And it wasn't even close. Okay. Ampharos Lead here. Ampharos is an interesting one because you know the Volt Switches are resisted, but you know that it's probably running a Brutal Swing. And a Brutal Swing on a Shadow Ampharos is going to do like at least 50% to me here. So I gotta take 1. I'm wondering if they can take this into 0 if they want to. I remember them giving up. Okay, so they do throw back to back here. So I do have to commit the shield, yeah. And I think they don't stay in long enough. I think they get out here, yeah, which is not a bad idea, but it is a Cress. So I think I chip here. And I think my thought process was I need to chip enough that it's like Earthquake Rock Slide range as opposed to just like if I left it full health, it was like double Earthquake. Probably even a bit more because Cress is so tanky. The only thing that is an issue for is that this will... okay, good thing. This... our switch clocks are very distinct here. So they can probably come back in soon. Yo, Jesus. I still need 2 Earthquakes. Holy crap, Cresselia is tanky. So our switch clocks are all over the place. They come in now. Poliwrath. They're going to try to get ahead on energy. I am trying to get into my Poliwrath, just taking their resisted charge move. So it's a lot of jumping around on my opponent's part. but they're jumping around into like what is tough matchups, right? Their Giratina, their Ampharos on my Giratina, their Crest on my Stunfisk, and now a mirror match Poliwrath that I just absorbed their charge move damage. So I think, although it was a good effort for my opponent, I think you're just kind of almost screwed from the beginning. Like, what does he have? Yeah, with Poliwrath and Crest on the back, it's a little tough because if I got a head on energy on the Giratina, I would have like a easy time with a lot of those Pokemon. So Dragon Claw here, I'm loaded with energy. They let it go. Crest comes back in. Shadow Sneak is probably the better one to take it out because it's super effective, but I'm like, you're low enough that I got a shield advantage, so. And I'm not legend yet, so no, you're not getting that. So I was at 2785, but I'm now closer to 2900, and if I didn't edit this, okay, interesting. I just do. Okay, so it is fast. I thought maybe if I didn't do. No, did that. Okay. It's so weird. What's going on here? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, Poliwrath against Giratina. This is an interesting matchup that I had multiple times before already in this set. You resist the counters. Icy Wind's super effective. They can lower your attack. Because they can lower your attack twice, they can take switch. Because what would easily be 3 claws and dragon claws to take them out is now 4, if not 5. So that was already the third one. Yeah, so the fourth one. Actually, I think it's more than 5 now. So I think it's pretty easy if they did not have a lowering your attack move, because you just like outspam, resist the counters. You can live like 3 of these, like 2+, and then third one takes you out. And this is my 5th claw now. So if they didn't lower my attack twice, this would easily take them out, but just short of taking them out. So that is the Icy Wind strength in action here. So now how do I want to get ahead on energy? I can live anything. I'll be interested to see if I let it go. I think I just go Scald, try and take it out. If I don't take it out, I think it's an instant swap to G-Fisk just for the Rock Slide to take that out. Yeah, so no lowering of the attack on Scald. This is prime bait. This is prime bait area. Yeah, that's an easy bait there because they know I kind of have to commit the shield, because if I don't, I'm going to lose this matchup. So it's pretty easy to shield there. They decide to shield because they want to get another. They're going to get a Blast Burn, so I know this one's probably not a bait. There's no reason to bait at this point when I'm going to get to a move 2. So they did grab a shield, but this will double super effective. I assume take out. Yeah. And what is in the back? A Muck. So I should be able to get to an Earthquake to take this. Just make sure that they do not catch, because that would be really unfortunate if they did. So Earthquake, that is big. They try to now catch. I don't know. I think they're just kind of dead anyways. Giratina against Virizion. Good lead. I do have a couple bad leads coming up. This is... I would say this is the game, but it's the game with me playing on the bus on my drive home, because I work in the offices. I work 2 days a week in the office. One of them is Friday during league turnover, and I always do Friday battles on the bus and at night so I can shoot a video. So what you're seeing here is you're seeing me win a lead, which I should have at least 1 claw advantage before this comes in. And now what you're seeing is them already at a move before I even get to a move. So I'm essentially 2 fast moves behind because I was on the bus and I lost like signal and perception, essentially. So yeah, don't play on the bus. I have to do it because I wouldn't do it if I didn't have to. But if I was not making videos, I would not do it. But because I make videos, Although this video is going up Monday. I'm actually shooting this Saturday night for Monday because I had a banked video for things. So I guess I could have theoretically waited. But then I also don't want to like get home at like 5:30, have lunch, have dinner, go with the kids, do the other bath, and then start my battles at 8 o'clock at night. So I didn't really want to do that. So now our our timers are very desynced. They're just gonna farm, which makes sense. I am just going to stay in here and try an Earthquake and chip. Like, Earthquake is resisted, but still, Earthquake is a hard-hitting move. They Leaf Blade me. And as soon as they Leaf Blade me, I'm like, you only Leaf Blade if you have a Stone Edge, right? It'd be very, unless you're trying to sneak, like they could be trying to trick me, but I think just on principles, it's probably like if you're throwing a neutral Leaf Blade into a Stunfisk, you probably don't have Sacred Sword on yours. You have Stone Edge and Leaf Blade. So let that go. It is just a Leaf Blade. Get this Dragon Claw off. They shield. And at this point, I'm like, okay, are you weak to this in the back? But at this point, it doesn't matter because I can just come and counter a couple times. And they are and aren't weak in the back. They just don't have any move to throw at GIRATINA with Registeel. So we'll chip here. No lowering of the attack. The question is, will they get the lower of attack on me? Because if they do, which of course they do, I now basically need to throw a Scald here. So I'm going to do at least a little bit of extra energy. Scald this, take this out. The Virizion's low. I know they're wasting their timer because they're going to try and use that as a catch later. GIRATINA, I still think they're switch locked. I know they tried to burn the timer, but I think they're probably still switch locked a little bit here. You throw right away, lower this attack. And then they reset immediately, which is not a bad idea, but it's not. I think you need to try and catch there because then you just, in that instance, give me farm. Okay, if this is a Charmer, okay, it's not a Charmer, which is where this comes into play. So there's a couple Charmers matchups you're going to see coming up here. Unfortunately, they bank and move and come out here, which is smart. You're going to see a couple Charmers come up, and you're going to see me play each of them different. That was a Powder Snow A9. So obviously, Powder Snow resisted by Poliwrath. It's an easy come in there, even though it's a fairy. Let me actually talk about this matchup, and then we'll talk about Clefable when it comes up. They tried to beat me, which is not smart. I don't think that's worth the bait there. Now, once they baited me once, I'm like, I can win Switch now, and getting my Galarian Stunfisk on their Ninetales is way more valuable than that. Does Ninetales beat Poliwrath and CMP? I mean, it's just a thing. Close my Windows capture before I look this up. Ultra League level 50. Poliwrath only has a 149.3 and Ninetales has a 151. Close. Okay. I was about to say, I was actually surprised they beat me, but 151 to 149. And mine's a pretty good IV one, so if you maximize IVs, it's probably lower. Okay, level 44 Poliwrath. So Poliwrath is XL. But yeah. The attack is very, very ever so slightly higher on A9 there. But anyways, I did flip switch, which is huge. Come in here, basically just mirror this, try and chip as much as they chip me, knowing that my Galarian Stunfisk is the win condition against their A9. So probably let this go. I don't see a reason not to. Claw as much. They take me out. That's fine. Mudshot range. Come out with a bit of energy on rock slides. They get out. I throw a move. Do they have a shield? They do have a shield. I can shield back. I can live one, so I don't need to shield back right away. Okay, that's why I threw a move, because this thing still has like, I know Mud Shot's energy generation and not anything that really affects you. Farm down, Rock Slide coming out for the win. Giratina, I'm guessing this one. Golisopod, right? So Golisopod's tough for this whole team, because even here, you're doing super effective with the, you'll be doing super effective with the claws. I imagine that this is an ABB team to do exactly what is happening here. Draw out Poliwrath with Greedent. Soft lose, like this thing's gonna chip the heck out of me. So soft lose here. Come and get a bit ahead on energy with your Golisopod, and then you probably have something weak to back. Wow, those are almost words. You probably have a second thing weak to counter in the back. So this is just going to punish me. I'm just going to try and Scald. Do not get the lower attack, which like 50% chance for everyone, but not actually. It's a 50%. It's a 50% chance average. 80 for everyone else and like 20 for me. Just averages. And there is your double weak to fighting. Not surprising at all that they have something double weak to fighting in the back here. It's a very obvious team comp. Let one go. And now it's just, I think I can probably just Mud Shot Rock Slide combo here. And they actually decide to let that one go. So now it's just like, I'm going to try and stay in. The goal is just to Mud Shot, Rock Slide, Mirror, and try and just chip as much as you can to put it in Giratina, Claw, and like sneak range. So they get to another move. This is where it starts to get interesting. I think I let this go because I think it's like claw range. So Golisopod comes in. Nothing. I'm not worried about anything here. I'm worried about the ice punches. So let this go. They go liquidation. So maybe they're running X Scissor liquidation, or they're just trying to lower my defense. But you don't really need to lower my defense when you have a. I mean, they got it. There's my defense lower, but you don't really need to do it when you have a claw ice punch. I undercharge. I purposely undercharge because I know I'm going to need 2 moves for this. So that was just a smart undercharge. So I'm basically at 2 Shadow Sneaks almost. I have like 1 or 2 more claws till the next one. 3 more claws. But I will get to it to take them out. So that undercharge actually saved me because I was only a couple claws away from going down. I don't have the Clefable one in here. I had like 16 battles, so it makes sense I didn't have it. Clefable, so if you see... If it was a charm, let's just do it this way. If it was a charm, a Ninetales, I'd probably stay in. Any other fairy, I ran into a Glaring Weezing, I ran into a Clefable, stay in on both of those. You just kind of have to soft lose that and go into G-Fisk, right? If it's like if it's a Ninetales with a Ice Fast move, obviously Poliwrath is the way to go. But that's how I did that. Again, you saw me at like 20, what was that, 27, 25 there? I'm up to 2,900 again between this team and my other Ultra team that I ran. I just finished with that team, 2905, something like that. I've got an idea for a third team, so I'm going to test that out, and hopefully I'll hit Legend within the next couple days. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.